Friends, good morning. This is Shamal here. I'm sitting inside washroom. So this is I've been telling for many days. This washroom concept. I felt washroom is very isolated place. You can speak your mind. You can talk to yourself, and you can concentrate also. Lot of ideas which is generated on street on day-to-day basis, exercise or inside bedroom, or you can go back and flash back in your childhood what you have done. You can simply close your eyes. You can do your all biological activities, and you can also speak. So that is very important. Friends, I want to show you something. It is not to, again, please don't take me that I am maybe trying to divert many things, deviate my many things to just simplify the things to show you the reality in life, because what I personally feel is very important, that your journey of life is very important. I don't speak any big things, or I don't quote from big personalities, or for that matter I don't follow any great personality in my own life. Okay, few things are there, few personalities are there that is already in your mind, because when you reach up to certain level, not every time you utter something. Same way, you never say your wife that I love you every day, right? You never say your daughter you love your daughter very much, or say good morning or good evening, something like that. You don't touch your parents' feet every day just to show how much love you do, or how much attachment you have. You don't hug here and there anybody, like no your kid, your wife, for that matter your family members every day, because when you have deeper love and respect for each and everything, you try to, you feel these are all part of your life. It's a very common thing. But when you see an unknown person meeting you, either professionally, personally, you try to maintain the professional thing, uh, whatever professional code of conduct, what I trying to say it, that you maintain it. But in family life, day to day basis exercise, when you're talking to your brother, talking to your sister, talking to your mother, for that matter talking to your wife, you straight away come to a point, right? Oh, bang the right answer. Okay, if somebody is taking call, your daughter or wife, say they're very much, their abstract are very much directed towards 1 2 3 4. Okay, you are coming, bring 1 2 3 4, that's all. Then they keep the phone. But if an unknown person is speaking to you first time, what they do, they give you little introduction, little emotions, lot of punch. You feel such a nice things are happening, very romantic way, romanticism. Try to understand things, and you feel very good. But the question is over here: how much, how long this good will continue when you are using the system? Right, to understand everything, you get into the deeper of the system, then you will realize, you try to dissect everything, you will realize the real shape of any individual. Now the question is, where you have so much time to get into somebody's matter, personal matter, deeper into. Same way, the philosophers and everything, somebody has written. Philosophers, they have not written their own biography that I was very nice and good, I'm writing this thing for me, all good things. Some followers they have might written. Somebody has written himself, might be written something. But when they write something, they don't talk about their personal thing. See, if anybody writing something about any personal matter to somebody or biography, it is written by some other person, sorry, some followers. Friends, my purpose is totally different. I have seen many biographies of many great personalities and lot of romanticism, lot of stories mentioned. It is good to make a film, but in practical life, I really do not know how much relevance it has got. I do not have any answer because I personally feel that your journey of life is important. Some fundamental things are important. The basic principles are important. Those fundamentals are your part of your system, like maintaining ethics, understanding, knowledge, honesty, straightforward way talking, understanding the problem, dialectical way of analyzing, rational thinking, scientific way of thinking with your own clarity, then you put all those things in your own synthesizer, you analyze it, how much you want to take up. That is one part that you need to see how much you want to adjust. That is main part because your mind is able to maybe tolerate certain level of thing based on your likings, dislikings. You can tune and try to see how and which way you can it can be adjusted. It is like it's very simple thing I'm telling. When a flight is taking and grounding, you can see based on the size and shape of the aeroplane, it has got certain velocity, certain speed, covering the runway, flying off. Then it goes to a kind of a stationary phase. It goes through various turbulence phases to adjust the adverse condition at high altitude. Like no, it flies in between 23 to 28, 30,000 feet. Right? Those things are now. If you see that the aeroplane is your body and you have certain weight, you have certain knowledge and wisdom is there. So certain fuels are there. You have all the organs, passenger, it has to be carried. Now, in the weather condition, adverse condition, sometimes lot of turbulence. So plane tried to adjust with the own simulation. This is called the equilibrium. That is every time I speak simulation, equilibrium. Try to adjust all the parameters because a lot of feedbacks comes from different environment. So adjust it and try to control it within the system has to be controlled because system has to survive. That is more important part. Your life has to survive. That is what it is more important. Nobody can tell you in this world, no philosopher can tell you in this world how to lead your own life and pursue it. How much money you can give, how much consultancy charge you can pay, but nobody can tell you exactly. For that matter, sometimes you need to zoom down and sit inside a washroom, close everything, think. If you have temple, I have a temple. I want to show you something. I don't sit here. It is attached. You can see it. I just zoom it. I made it. This is a temple. I have all the god and goddess, including Muhammad, Jesus Christ, everybody, all Hindu god and goddess. There are hundreds of all this. Lakshmi, Kartik, Saraswati, Ganesh, Durga, everybody. It's all marbles. This is my parents who died recently. This is Gautam Buddha. It's a lot of flowers and everything over here. This is a nice room with a lot of paintings. Friends, and this is attached to my bedroom. So, this is in second floor. So, friends, what I was trying to tell, now I have come to my washroom. What I was trying to tell you, it is not to talk about myself. I am a very, very ordinary person. Many young generations are not able to find out the path. They're in confusion. Their ideas, what they want to do. They have many degrees. I'll tell you my life journey. I have come across many brilliant students, but they could not succeed in their life, even though given multiple opportunities through my company or some other sources. Friends, what I was trying to tell over here is very, very simple thing. You take the principles of life in a very simpler way. I always feel few poetry lines that is always strike me. That is সহজ কথা সহজ করে বলতে বলো আমায় যে সহজ কথা সহজ করে লেখা কি যায় সহজে. Now it is in Bangla. It is like সহজ কথা সহজ করে বলতে বলো আমায় যে. Life in life there are many incidents happen. If somebody is telling you, tell the story, for them it is very difficult to tell the story in a very simpler way, and it's very difficult to explain. Like what I'm trying to convey over here, the most greatest philosopher, political leader, scientist, for that matter Einstein, philosopher or spiritual leader, say Gautam Buddha or Swami Vivekananda, or take anybody, their fundamental things of idea is very, very simple. Einstein is not a complex man. He's small, E is equal to mc square. Many people have written many theories this big, this much. It's very difficult to memorize the kind of theory they have written, but this small puria, we call it puria, herbal jodi butia. How many years? Nobody can replace that. Their ideas and understanding, either it is a scientific, philosophical field, is strongly embedded. It is contains a lot of thought and understanding. That's why people still remember Gautam Buddha. People remember Swami Vivekananda. Many people have come. What Vivekananda is having is a jholawala fellow. Many people have got many ideas. Still, why people remember Subhash Chandra Bose? Why? Those are very fundamental questions. Then many people they come. Still, the relevance of Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. Many literature people they have come. They have written many things like Sharat Chandra. There are many poets, Rabindranath, Sukanta Bhattacharya, Jibanananda Das, Kazi Nazrul Islam. I'm talking about Bengal. Every time since I belong to Bengal, my entire thought process it remains with Bengal. As I see that whatever movement that is taken place or renaissance taken place, that is very much restricted to Bengal or periphery little bit. There is no proper revolution that is taken place, that I have told many times. India is a beautiful country and many issues. Friends, again, what I'm trying to tell few things about your personal life, personal journey. You every day you analyze yourself. You sit, you decide your vision. Focused way you decide your vision, what you want to do after completing your graduation. If you want to do MBA, after completing your master degree, if you want to pursue PhD, or you get into competitive exam, you decide. That is more important. Taking decision is very important. Aiming something is very important thing. Every time I speak, in my life I have never ever any ambition to, from the day one I have enrolled myself as a graduate student for biological science. I have never ever ambition to become a teacher or university professor or anything. I had something in mind I want to do. I should be a free person. I should not work under anybody, and I should exercise my own mind. And I have tried to pursue it. But again, I told you there are certain conditions. Many conditions are there because when you are young, you are working under somebody, so some guidance are required, and I have tried to follow all kind of things like up to 23 till master degree till PhD. I have listened everybody's voice, everybody's advice with wholeheartedly. You don't express, you behave like a virus. So I also made a video on virus, what kind of double standard they have, like when they're outside host, when they're inside the home host. So when you are in front of your guide or your professor, you should have one chehara, you become a one girgit. And when you are outside sitting alone, think that if you feel they're giving very good positive advice, accept it. If they're telling sometime to go to a wrong path or ulta path, okay, you take that path. In this path also journey, you will learn many things. Friends, what I was trying to tell over here, that mind is a very difficult, complex. My mind, my professor's mind, the other student working in the lab or wherever might be, everybody might be thinking that they're all equal. It is not that way. Because finally you comes to your mind, but finally what happens? If you have brilliant thought, many things you cannot express in front of your guide or teacher, whoever might be. Let it be, keep for few years, let it release after some time. So everything has got their own G value. You try to release that G at the right time, at the right point, so that that G also get respect. But you should know the timings, that is more important. So friends, in life, you have to play very dialectically. That is the dialectical thought process, your imagination. How you play it, you never show in front of somebody you are playing the game. That is very important, but it is going in your mind, your moves. It is not the fight between two individuals, the intellectual fights or the scientific fight based on the idea level. How much idea you have, how much knowledge you have, how many dimensions you want to think, taking consideration in the object or any philosopher. Today's time, if you can give me to analyze any philosopher, for that matter, any scientist, I will have my own understanding to understand that person. For that matter, I don't refer anything. I go through his principle of life, principle of research, and what he has asked. If now you put into another two, three dimension, you'll find out where are the lacunas, what you could not achieve, what you could not perceive. Friends, I have my own way of thinking, and the thinking might be wrong. I don't mind that part. People talk about Einstein is a great scientist. It cannot be replaced by anybody. I respect that. The science point of his scientific spirit, his knowledge and understanding. I have also told that, is it so? What are the compulsion? My question is there. I'm questioning the man like Albert Einstein. What are the compulsion? Same Einstein is writing to American president, there is a need of making atom bomb. Is writing to control or make a situation so that it calm down Second World War. He's talking about nuclear bomb. Now, there are two ways of thinking it. If I directly question that Einstein, What about the wisdom of Einstein, where it went? What made him to write to American president to write that there is a need of making atom bomb? Has he not aware about the fact that what is the impact if this is used in favor or to destroy something? Has he totally blind, do you feel? The way he's been projected by, if you go through 1945 afterwards, trying to save Albert Einstein in many ways, the mess that is happened in 1945 6 August. I am not questioning the history part that America they have charged nuclear bomb in Japan. I am not blaming Einstein also. His E is equal to mc square that is being used is the greatest destruction in this history of 2000 years. If you analyze 1945 6 August, 77 million people died officially. Now you can question Einstein. Einstein is getting Nobel Prize. His photoelectric effect 1920-21 is the era of First World War. He knows everything. He knows everything in First World War. What are the things happened? How much destruction also happened? He knows everything. Now the question is over here. I have not got a single literature where anybody is questioning the wisdom of Albert Einstein. Now, we are all thinking these are events that is fact that is happened. Now, if I say Albert Einstein is a bad man, he is the worst man in the history, and he is a murderer or massacrer of all those things, the humanity, one can speak many things. But I really do not know what went between American president and Albert Einstein, his mind, what made him to write this letter, official letter. It is there in the public domain. That is a matter of understanding part of history. I can understand his compulsion moving out from Germany to America, to Princeton University. That thing can be analyzed because it's physical movement, right? Now the physical movement is driven by Nazis or Hitler because of Second World time fear that Germans might be having the nuclear bomb. They are very strong. The German people are very, very strong in physics, chemistry, any field you take it. German minds are German and Israeli, Jews. Einstein was Jews. Okay, I'm not getting into that again conflict. So Einstein was offered the top post of Israel to become the president or the topmost position. He refused. Okay, there are many reasons for that I'm not getting into that part. Friends, what I was trying to tell you over here. Now, how you judge Albert Einstein? He's for humanity or he's against the humanity? Can anybody tell me? The answer is very, very complex. Sometimes reality is bites. Reality is bitter. When you want to exercise your wisdom with free minds, you can speak your mind, speak many things. This is my own interpretation. It doesn't affect anybody for that matter. It is my own understanding about Albert Einstein. But I have my equal respect to Einstein also, that probably he has not done anything wrong in the same circumstances. Now, here, the same time, these things are happening very interesting way. Second World War time. Now, Indian National Congress also, Albert Einstein is getting Nobel Prize 1920, 21. Then Second World War, that is 1945. Albert Einstein is still alive and he's watching Second World War. And they are also called Oppenheimer and all. They called for also hydrogen bomb project. They have refused. Oppenheimer is regretting. He's telling blood in my hands. So I am the destroyer, right? That regret is enough. Friends, what I was trying to tell over here is you can excuse somebody when they are regretting or refusing to do further activities. Both Albert Einstein and Oppenheimer was sidelined. I talked before my previous presentation about what incident happened. Actually, they are very much human. Their hearts and minds are very much for the science and betterment. I don't blame Albert Einstein. The administration, they have emotionally used sorry used the scientific mind for their work is done. There is one say raat gaya to baad gaya. So Einstein also raat gaya to baad gaya. And in 1950 hydrogen bomb project episode is very bitter for the administration side when they refused it. Friends, I have spoken close to 26 minutes. So I was trying to tell about anything. Don't read something like books. When you are writing the or reading the books, you read in between lines. You put dimensions into your thoughts so that matter will be very clear. Friends, I don't like to continue this video because already it's 27 minutes. I wrote one poetry for the clarity purpose. This is a small poetry I'm going to recite. I will end up this video. I was starting with something, ending with something, because I do not have any concrete plan in life journey. There are many things come. Same way, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you get up and see that you have some plan in your mind, but you do whole day like in a different thing, on different purpose. So like that, sometimes you have to find out the chaos, what is happening, but I have to find out the symmetry within that part because I do not have personally time to read article, think article, or decide article, what to speak, what not to speak. I never ever give my timings. It is all what I am speaking, all my spontaneous thought, my 30 years, whatever I have studied, I am taking out, digging out my 30 years back, my poetry, whatever I have studied for so many years. Just you are releasing one by one without reviewing the whole thing. You might find some dates here and there. Doesn't matter at the end of the day because I'm not going to earn money through this publishing this video. It is not my interest. I'm just expressing my concern. Let me again tell you, I'm again a very ordinary person. I have studied in Bengal in a village. Only mother language is Bangla. So when I go to college, same Bangla. University, Bangla. In Bengali, wherever you go, people talk only mother language, no English. When I moved out, then there is a compulsion to learn Hindi. I literally learned Hindi. मैंने हिंदी सीखा है, हिंदी पढ़ा है, हिंदी का कोचिंग लिया है, कैसे हिंदी आप बोल सकते हो. हम बंगाली हिंदी नहीं बोलते हैं. मैं जिस चीज़ को परस्यू करता है उसको देखता हूँ, जितना संभव हो सकता है हम उसको टच दे सकते हैं. सो व्हेन आई स्पीक हिंदी, मैंने जब हिंदी बताता हूँ कोशिश करता हूँ जितना वोकाबुलरी है उसी का अंदर में हिंदी बोलने का। ज़्यादा बड़ा बड़ा शब्द मैं चूज नहीं करता हूँ। Similar way, English. I have learned English during my PhD time, because if you see, like, spoken English is totally from your English books, that what you read in your subject. So only thing that much biology, microbiology, genetics, botany, zoology, and all those things, immunology. Those are very terminology related to biological terminology. You go it, you digest and vomit whatever during exam time, your exam is over. But spoken English is something different. When I moved out from Bengal, I have tried to learn two things in my life. That is one, understanding various language, respecting various language, wherever possible learn it, because I felt there is a need of learning Hindi to communicate, and there is a need of learning speaking your vocabulary and English communication, because I feel that if you want to interact with non-Hindi people or non-Bengali people, the people who doesn't understand also Hindi, like South India, if you go in many states, they only speak their language and English. So how to communicate? When you go to abroad, what you do? So that is the compulsion forced me to learn three languages. I'm so sorry, just 1 minute. Friends, I was telling something about my poetry, but I want to finish this video. Poetry, I'm just reciting or reading out from my poetry book. This poetry was written at the age of 22, when I was first year, even not 22, 21 and a half years of age. I talked many times that many great poets, they have started to write poetry at early age. Shukanto died at the age of 20, writing 120 poetries. Rabindranath also started to write poetry at the age of 7, 8, 16. There are many poetries there. People say those are very great poetry and all. I am reading out. Whoever is finding relevance of what I am trying to convey, the thought process. I'm not comparing with Rabindranath. Rabindranath is there, he's with everybody. He is also in my heart. I have all respect for him. I have all respect for Shukanto Bhattacharya. I write poetry. I don't claim myself as a poet. I have written in my journey of life what is important to any object, your analytical power, how strong it is, and how I was determined for many things. The first poetry I am writing in my second poetry book, first poetry, that is Inner Eye. Let me read out in Bangla. টেবিল চাপড়ালে ধুলো ওড়ে, কবির সঙ্গীতে আলোর আরাধনা, ধূপ ধুলো গোলাপ জলের ছটায় কবি মানুষের সাথে কথা বলে ওঠে। টেবিল চাপড়ালে ধুলো ওড়ে, কবির সঙ্গীতে আলোর আরাধনা, ধূপ ধুলো গোলাপ জলের ছটায় কবি মানুষের সাথে কথা বলে ওঠে। টেবিল চাপড়ালেই ঘুণ ঝরে পড়ে, কবি খোঁজেন চন্দনের গন্ধ, দার্শনিক খোঁজেন ঘুণের ভিতর সজীবতার রশ্মি। টেবিল চাপড়ালে জল ঝরে পড়ে, কবি শোনেন ঝর্ণার শব্দ, দার্শনিক খোঁজেন বিষণ্ণ ফসলের নোনতা ঘাম। পাখি উড়ে গেলে তুমি খোঁজো শূন্য খাঁচায় কলঙ্কের দাগ। কবি ভাবেন ভালোবাসায় আবদ্ধ এক জীবনের কথা। চার চোখ একটি দৃশ্য, এক কথা বলে কি কখনো। টেবিল চাপড়ালে ধুলো উড়ে শূন্য খাঁচায় ডানার ঝাপট। কবি ভাবেন স্বাধীনতার কথা। টেবিল চাপড়ালে ধুলো উড়ে শূন্য খাঁচায় ডানার ঝাপট কবি ভাবেন স্বাধীনতার কথা. Friends, this poetry was very interesting and it opens up many issues. Dialectical way of analyzing everything, putting your rational thought for any object or for any ideas. I talked about many things. An idea can be given many dimension to that. It based on your how much capabilities you have, what is your analytical power or interpretation power that is yours, your synthesizer or mind, brain, whatever you say it. The ordinary people, they see object is an object. If you try to explain, a dead body is a dead body, but this dead body can be seen in many directions. What I am trying to tell over here that it purely based on your analytical power, how much penetration, how multidimensional field you want to do it. That is talking about in your personal life journey when you want to carry out your research experiment. How many dimension, how much collaboration, correlation you want to do it. That's why I talked about many times interdisciplinary. Sometimes you feel that your mind is not capable to think in that direction, but still if you feel that you need somebody's help, then there is a question of association. That associations are very important in life, and that is going to give you enough opportunity to interact with many people with open heart and try to come out with a good product or a good paper or a good research work or good understanding. That is more important. And this poetry is exactly talking about my inner eyes. There are many poetries like that. I will have enough opportunity to speak. Once again, thank you very much for hearing this small talk. Again, one might not like, might be finding this very funny and all. Never mind, because it's your choice. It's my choice. It's my life. It's your life. Throw into garbage. So many good people also thrown into garbage, into dustbin. They have just vanished in terms of time. Who cares? Anyway, thank you very much. It's better not to be very philosophical. Bye bye. Take care.